Good morning, what's up y'all? It's about 10:51 PST time. If you're new to the channel, this is a tarot channel, and if you're already subscribed, welcome back. So this is going to be a what are they hiding? What are they keeping from you? What are they keeping, from you? Putting away. What's the other term I usually use? Keeping from you. What secret are they hiding? What are they not telling you? You know what I'm saying? That's what the reading's gonna be, all right? This could be about you, your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, your coworker, your friend, your ex-lover, your new lover, who knows? Okay, either way, during this general what are they hiding reading, I'm gonna call out zodiac signs, dates, colors, shapes, movies, lyrics, quotes, experiences, whatever I intuitively pick up, I'm gonna share that with you. And if you're looking for a personal info in the bio, in the description, all that good stuff. All right, let's get straight to it. All right, what are they hiding? What are they hiding? What are they hiding? Someone here may be running away from their past, running away from some sort of memories. Something here could have burned down. Up in smoke. Someone here could have smoked with somebody. Someone here could have gotten an award or some sort of achievement. We have the Empress out here. This is, damn, I'm getting like a mother running away from their responsibilities. Libra, Taurus in the house, and the moon, yeah. Pisces in the house. March 8th, August 3rd. Or no, I'm sorry. Ooh, well, maybe that's, I don't know. I said what I said. Anyways, so yeah, yesterday I did do a reading. But I believe it just became a little bit too emotional, so I left it at that. And I believe, if the message was meant to come out, then it would have come out. But anyways, yeah, this looks like a mother or a mother figure maybe running away from some sort of memory, some sort of, yeah, Six of Pentacles is the past, is memories, is, siblings, people from your neighborhood or places that remind you of growing up somewhere, your school, like, things that hold, like it's a memory. It's, but this memory looks like you either got away from it, you ran away from it, 8 of Cups, you walked away from it, you removed yourself, or you had to leave, or you had to go. So you may have, like, I'm getting escaped some sort of situation. Like, if you grew up in a bad neighborhood, if you, was in some sort of situation that wasn't healthy, or whatever the case may be, you kind of like removed yourself, but you don't talk about it. You don't bring it up. You kind of like keep it to yourself. And in the last reading, it was about someone here who was hiding some pain. They were suppressing some sort of pain that did include some sort of violence, or not violence, abuse. There was abuse. There was some physical or emotional abuse that someone here kept like laughing off or playing off, or like pretending like, and I was saying in that reading was that some people will pay attention, laugh at things more than others, or find certain things more funny, and that is a cheat code into like what they're really like feeling. So for example, I had used Mulan as an analogy of us hiding something, and in Mulan, she was pretending to be a masculine energy so that she could fight. And so there was a moment where she was with the guys, and like, you know, they're horse playing. And so they kind of like punch her, and then like she has to like hold it in because again, she's trying to pretend like she's masculine, but really she's like, oh my God, that hurt. Like, you know, that hurt. But again, playing it off, just like going with the, you know, what is it? Going with the punches, or something with the punches. It's just like someone here, like I'm saying, is getting like, has been physically abused or emotionally abused. Again, emotionally abused. In that reading, it was showing like someone here not validating your emotions, not taking into consideration your emotions, how you feel, whether you were upset, sad, going through something, like completely dismissing how you feel, being around someone here who just neglected how you felt, gaslighting you, you know? And so someone here has learned how to play it off, how to make jokes out of it, how to just like laugh it off, or, you know, like that's, again, what someone here may be hiding. This is something that is like a coping mechanism, and we all do it. We're all guilty of some sort of memory that wasn't so pleasant, and we develop something that helps us mask it. So can we clarify the Six of Pentacles? If it is that I trigger you, or you're just like, I'm not ready to hear it, you know, it is what it is. What's up with the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups? It's trauma, you know what I'm saying? The Tower, yeah, something here, I'm picturing like a fire, like something here went up in flames, or something here like happened out of nowhere. Aries, Scorpio in the house, and the Nine of Pentacles. Someone here could have lost a business. Someone here could have, someone's business could have collapsed or went down. That's what this looks like. But the Nine of Pentacles, this is, you know, having your own place, having your own, you know, business. It's, you know, being self-sufficient. So whatever it was that was yours, whatever it was that you had, it's like something here went up in flames, or something here went down. March 16th, and the Seven of Wands, yeah. You may have tried to put up a fight, you may have tried to protect it, you may have tried to continue to like fight for it, but this is something that someone here is keeping to themselves. And that's traumatic, you know, if you lose something, or if something was like out of your hands, or something that you couldn't control, like again, you may be blocking this memory. You may be like putting this off, or subconsciously operating based off of this memory that you keep hiding, you know? And we all have some sort of like uncomfortable memory that our minds are programmed to like put it in like a memory bank, and like as far away as possible, so that we don't again have this fight or flight energy, you know? It's just like, we don't want to remember that, we don't want to think about that, we don't want to get close to anything that may remind us. So what we do is, you know, we don't use matches, we don't use lighters, we don't go to barbecues, like, you know, it's certain things that we have to like do so that that past experience doesn't arise and like set us off. That's, you know, someone here's protecting themselves from having to relive that situation, you know? Someone here is trying to save their reputation, protect their reputation. Someone here saving face, not allowing this situation to dictate who they are now, because they, you know, left that. And so, I don't want to say it like this, but you hiding it, or you keeping it to yourself, might be, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. But yeah, I see someone here running away from a past experience that shit looks scary. Like, nobody wants to talk about that. It's like you had a last minute choice to make. Someone here had like they had to do something. It was, you know, I'm hearing life or death. Like, they had to do something. Nine of Swords. So if it is that you're not able to sleep, you don't get a lot of rest, you're stressed out, you have a lot of anxiety, this may be one of the things, because you keep neglecting it or avoiding it or pushing it away, it keeps trying to get your attention because you kind of like put it off without processing it. And you know, not all of us will ever be fully prepared or ready to deal with it. And so the easiest way for us to do it is just like, no, ignore it. It doesn't exist. Nah. And in the reading, it was, you know, someone here playing like a lot of video games, someone here playing around too much, someone here always laughing at things or finding things funny. Like, those are the people you really have to keep a close eye out on, because they're masking something. What lurks below the surface? So someone here who works a lot, you know, they're trying to cover up something. They're trying to avoid these thoughts that something has happened. There's anxiety of it like reoccurring. And that's the thing with these reoccurring anxieties, is it comes back up as a test to see, do you still allow it to win or push you over, or do you look at it as more like objectively, where that happened to me, I figured out a way to escape it or survive it, instead of looking at it as like a monster, like something that's after you all the time, when it's really not. It's just, it's there to, it's like a scar. It's a reminder of what you're made out of. 8 of Wands. It's just a reminder. 98 or 89. Now I'm getting like an earthquake or something that you may have escaped. You may have been a mother. You may have been like pregnant at the time. I remember my mom tells me the story about the 89 earthquake, because I was born in 89. She said she was outside with her friends drinking, and I was upstairs in the apartment, and because they were like, you know, like not in their right minds, she was making a joke out of it. She was like, look at all the cars, they're moving. Like all of them were like laughing. They were like, look at all the cars, like, well, they're all moving. Like, you know, it didn't click to them immediately, like, oh shit, there's an earthquake. And so eventually she snapped. She was like, oh shit, my daughter's in the apartment. So she like takes off and runs and like grabs me and takes me out of the apartment, you feel me? And so that's kind of like what this looks like. And so that's what kind of like, when I think about it, why some of us have anxiety or fear that we can't necessarily explain. Because again, when you're like, I was born February and it happened in October. So you do the math, that many months. I couldn't like comprehend what was going on. All I knew was my mother was probably in a panic, snatched me up, and then like took me outside, like, you know? And so there may be some subconscious fear of like heights, or like an attack, or like I have to like, you know, be afraid of something. Like, you know, a lot of that we can't explain is because there was something that we, you know, at that time could not fully process. So you may get like messages or reminders or things that like make you feel some type of way, and you're just like, you smell something that reminds you of that, and you're just like, whoa, like what the heck? And then your mood changes. It's a suppressed memory, you know? Nine of Pentacles again. Yeah, 98 or 89 can be significant, and the Six of Wands. You can look at it as I was in something that was traumatic, or Six of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. You can look at it as, oh, like I'm here now, I'm present. Like that situation doesn't define me. I mean, it does in a way, because you survived it, you escaped it, you managed to get yourself out of it. But there's some times where you may like mix up the signals, or you do have this like panic or anxiety that arises, and you just gotta catch yourself. You just gotta be like, oh, what's happening? And it's just like, oh, I had a memory. I had something that reminded me of something, and it brought me back to that. That's why, you know, I believe in time travel, because you can time travel. If you think about the past, if you think about the future, if you think about now, like your thoughts will determine how you feel about something, you know? Your reaction will arise based off of what you start thinking about. So it can bring you to tears. It can bring you to a moment where someone will look at you like, you were just fine. And then let's say like someone here did something that provoked that memory or invoked it, like, and then you switch up and you're just like, oh shit. And you know, I catch myself now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole bus thing where I felt triggered. Like I felt like a little kid again, where I was like, that's again, why Stranger Things like means a lot to me, or it resonates a lot to me, because the whole memory thing, it's just like, how do you get out of this memory? Is this my memory? And again, going back to like the earthquake thing, like her fear I took on because I didn't know what was going on, and she couldn't explain what was going on to me, but I have this subconscious like anxiety or fear, or like fight or flight or survivor's like guilt, because I don't know what the hell is going on. But now I can process it like, oh, that's the past. This is now. It's not happening now. It already happened. But a lot of us will like linger on an idea or a thought or a memory, and it starts kind of replaying, and then you end up being or feeling those feelings again. And it's just like, have that moment, have that moment, but also remember that you're here. You're here. You're having a moment. You know, you're not having, it's not permanent. It's a moment. It's a moment that's gonna pass. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, advice for what they're hiding. Advice for what they're hiding. Look at it as an achievement. Look at it as a depending on your situation, it's just like, you got out of it. That's what counts. But a lot of us look at it as, well, I got out of that. That's connected to me getting out of something. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gotten out of something. And it's just like, yeah, without that, there wouldn't be this. And it's just like, you're right, but you have control over how long you want to be stuck in that memory to where it consumes you, you know? Seven of Wands again. Still defensive, still protective, still blocking this situation, but it's a part of you. And so, you know, we're all guilty of it, where a bad memory, we just want to push it and push it and push it and ignore it, and it's actually a part of you. Whether you want to accept it or not, like, it's a part of you. It just is. It's what makes you you. And you have to see it that way. You don't have to, you know, you got free will, but this is telling me you can't keep like ignoring it or pretending like it never happened. It happened, you know? But it's there as a scar to remind you, you got through it. You can get through some things. Like, that's the reminder. You are, you know, resilient. That's what the last card was the bounce back. You bounce back from it. That's what you need to use, you know? Two more, please. The Two of Pentacles. You will have days where you think about it and you're sad about it. You will have days where, you know, you don't even think about it. But you, again, have the control over whether you want to fixate on it and allow it to consume you for however long, or you choose, okay, I don't want to invest in that memory anymore because it's already done, you know? Create new memories. And the Hangman. Pisces in the house, December, the number 12, December 3rd, December 18th, December 16th, March 12th. And the Fool, Aquarius in the house. Yeah, I'm getting like, yeah, back and forth, like, stuff it down, stuff it down, stuff it down. It's okay if, you know, you got reminded again. If it replayed all of a sudden, like, you're like, no, I don't want to be thinking about that. I already got through that. And it's just like, you're human. It's gonna happen. Let it out. Let it happen, you know? Whatever this was that you got out of, it happened. Sometimes you will get triggered. And it's just, how can you manage these triggers to where, you know, you're not allowing it to mess up your sleep, not allowing it to mess up your relationships, not allowing it to dictate how you move in life. Because if this has a grip on you still, it's because you haven't addressed it properly. You haven't faced it. You haven't allowed it to become a part of you. You keep pushing it away, but it's a part of you. You're ignoring a part of you. So you can't really fully move forward, because let's say you move forward, right? Let's say you have a new beginning and you keep like hiding it, and you keep hiding it. In the new situation, there may be something that triggers it. And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep hiding it and then like not talking about it, or like, it, you know, it's a part of you. It's like you showing up, how do I say this? It's kind of hard to ignore. It's almost like you covering up your face when you're talking to somebody. And it's just like, why do you keep like blocking your face? Like, why won't you show your face? And it may be that someone here is like ashamed of their face. I don't know what this is, but that's what the other thing was. Someone here has a hard time talking about it. And because you don't talk about it, or because you haven't figured out a way to process it verbally, it becomes harder to talk about, because you keep running away from it, because you keep hiding from it. And so the more you kind of get it out, the more you talk about it, the more you address it, the more you process it, the easier it's going to get to talk about, to the point where you don't get choked up. You don't hide. You don't run from it. You accept that part of you as you. It's you. So, you know, if it was that you were getting, you know, abused or whatever the case may be, you've managed to accept it, or face it in a way where it doesn't control you, it doesn't consume you, it doesn't scare you anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know a lot of me being scared of heights is because, you know, growing up, we were always like in apartment buildings that were like, you know, first floor, like, you know, not floor level. It was always like, yeah. And so, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm making probably an assumption that I didn't really have the best, how you say, reassurance when it came to that. It was just like, we're up here, like, let's go. And me, I'm probably like freaking out, like, oh my goodness, like, we're so high. Like, I can't even, like, whoa, like, and so it freaks me out. Like, if I'm like even like up 3 steps on a ladder, like I look down and I'm like, oh no, I get a little dizzy, or I'm like, whoa. Or like, there are certain things that trigger me where I can't explain it, but it's because there's a suppressed memory or something that never got talked about, something that never got addressed. And so now every time I deal with it, I run away from it, or I get scared because I don't know how to deal with it, or I've never dealt with it or talked about it. So like, yeah, there's this, I never understood this fear of like dark black smoke. It makes me uncomfortable. Like, if you've ever seen like a locomotive or like a train, like an actual train, and like you see like that big black thick like smoke, for some reason it creeps me out. And again, I don't know if this is something that's generational. This is something that's in like my DNA from like another, like my grandparents who I've never met, like they were in something that like when they see black smoke, like it causes fear. And then like, I remember I was with my ex in San Diego and we were walking along the water, and there was this like, this big black submarine, and it was just like floating on the water, and it was huge, and it just like made me feel like a little kid. Like I was scared. I didn't even know how to feel looking at it. I couldn't keep looking at it because I was like, I just don't want to walk away from it. I don't want to get, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's weird. It's creeping me out. Like, there are certain things that we can't explain, and it may be, it's not even your memory. Like, you know, going back to Stranger Things, not to spoil it for you, but you know, if you haven't watched if you're, so Max is in Henry's memory, and she's trying to get out of it. She's just like, this isn't my memory. Like, I don't even know how to start or where to begin or what this is. I don't like it. It's not mine. I don't even know what to do in here, you know? And she's trying to get back to her memory, and she's trying to like get back to like a good memory so that she's not stuck in someone else's bad memory. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, someone here could have been, you know, in WAR, and that's their memory, and so they never really processed it or like got through it, and it just got passed down, and now I have like the residual experiences or memories of that, and now I go around and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. And it's just like, whoa, like instead of being defensive, why does that make me defensive? Why do I automatically want to like stuff it or like hide it or run away from it and pretend like nothing ever happened? It's just like, baby, like, I was watching, and this is another thing that I spoke on in that last reading, was I watched this show called Fix Me, Fix Us, or Fix Something. And it's this lady who basically is like a counselor or a therapist or whatever, and she goes around and she helps like celebrities and their families or whatever the case. And she was doing, her episode was on Linnell the comedian, and so she had passed down, without even realizing it, the same thing that she went through, abandonment issues, to her daughter. Completely unaware. And again, you just keep growing and you keep growing and you keep doing things without even realizing, because you didn't process it, you keep passing it on, or you end up becoming your abuser, and then someone else that, you know, your daughter, becomes the exact same version because, you know, and it's just like masking the pain, laughing it off, not processing it, not looking at it objectively and seeing it as, oh, that made me feel this way because I thought of it this way. And then someone here breaking it down to you like, well, did you ever think about it like this? Like maybe you didn't have the capacity to express yourself and that made you feel like, you know, you weren't being heard, or no one wanted to listen to you, or these people didn't know how to explain to you like they were leaving, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where I went with that, but it's just like, yeah, we, sometimes we just need to talk about it so that someone here can give us a different perspective on it, so we don't keep dealing with it in a way that is harmful to us. Because that may be stopping you or hindering you from having a new beginning, because the universe isn't ready for you to have a new beginning if you can't deal with something here that keeps holding you back or will trigger you when you have this new beginning. Extras, please. Yeah, so extras. The letter F. Yeah, it's definitely a fire. And this is traumatic. I mean, I don't know if I'm helping you get through it, or this is triggering you and you haven't processed it fully, where, you know, yeah, Aries, Scorpio. There's something here like about smoke or fire, a tower moment, 16 again. Something here happened when someone was 16. Hot boys, pyromaniac, fire signs. And so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, something here may have happened and you may feel guilty about it because you didn't know how to process it. So what you did was internalize it. Two more, please. Yeah, something changed. Like with the tower out here twice, something here unexpectedly changed. And so a lot of us, to make it make sense to us, will create a scenario. And unfortunately, it'll be, oh, well, if I had done this, or if it was only like this, then it wouldn't have. And it's just like, sometimes there are things that happen so that you can learn something else out of it. But again, naturally we decide to look at it in a way where it's our fault. I'm the one to blame. I should have done something differently about it. And it's just like, if you could have done something differently about it, you would have. But what you need to do about it is just accept the fact that it happened and you did your best. But don't let it consume you. The letter W, washing. Cleansing, clarity, washed up and dirty. So, someone here could have lived next, or like I'm saying, like I'm getting like an apartment building or a complex, or like a bunch of different like back-to-back rooms or buildings got caught. Yeah, caution, fire. It's definitely a fire. I don't know what kind of fire this is, but careful, beware, and fire. Someone here could have been taking a bath. So, depending on what you were doing, you know, something here could have stuck to you. I have this one memory where I remember I was in the living room and I was combing my hair because I had just taken a bath. My mom had just taken me a bath. I had to have been like maybe like 6, 7, maybe, I don't know. I was sitting in the living room combing my hair after, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, my mom comes like out of the bathroom because she's taking like my other sibling a bath or whatever. And all of a sudden she starts cussing me out. And I'm like, what the fuck? She starts yelling at me and then calling me all sorts of names. And I'm like, what the hell? Mind you, there's smoke. I guess she was cooking something and it started burning. And I'm combing my hair just like, you know, I can't smell anything because I just got out of the shower, so my nose is kind of stuffed. And I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm supposed to know better because I'm the oldest. I'm always supposed to know better because I'm the oldest. She always blamed me or one of us, especially my little brother. He always got blamed for things that, you know, and it makes you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I can't do nothing right. So try not to get emotional with this one, because the last one I got super emotional. I was like, I don't want to post that. So she starts cussing me out, yelling at me, and then she like, I remember she drugged me. She like grabbed me by my hair and like dragged me down the hallway and like cussed me out. She was like, you couldn't smell that fucking smoke? You couldn't smell the fucking food burning? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I couldn't smell. If I could have smelled, and if I could have, how was I? You don't even want me in the kitchen, let alone try to find out what to do in the kitchen if something's burning. Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. I wouldn't even know what to touch or how to like control the situation. So I get my ass beat, and it was always like that, always getting my ass beat. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, suppressed memories. You know, there are certain things where like, if I am in the kitchen and I smell something burning, there goes that memory. You did something wrong. You better go do something. Otherwise, oh, you're in trouble. And it's just like, no. Someone here didn't know how to control their anger, and they took it out on me because they didn't even have the compassion or the decency to be like, oh, hey, is this, why didn't you couldn't smell that? Didn't completely dismiss what I may have thought, what was going on, you know, whatever the case may be. And half the time I do be in la la land. I do like space out. I do catch myself like just daydreaming, like, because again, me trying to find a way to escape reality of me, you know, not knowing like when the next meeting is going to be, like, you know what I'm saying? So if it is that, you know, something here went up in smoke and it's hard for you to like be in places because you can't control what might happen, it's a scar, it's a trigger, it's a trauma that you keep hiding, you keep trying to like clean yourself from, like, no, it never happened, nope, if I pretend it never happened, or I just, you know, keep this around in case this happens. You still are, whether you want to believe it or not, you're still fueling the fire. It sucks that I have to say it like that, but you still give it energy by operating in a way where you're trying to control that situation. So in my case, you know what I'm saying? I'm very defensive. I'm very like, what do you want? What are you doing? Why? What is this? Like, you know, I'm very like, I'm ready. Like, I'm always like prepared to like fight back. Why? Because I don't know when I'm gonna get my ass beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always defensive. I noticed like, my ex, like, he would like try to reach for me. I'm like, damn girl, like, yeah. I'm like, my bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just trauma. It's just a little trauma. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really dealt with that because, you know, I used to get bullied by someone here who you're supposed to look up to, you know what I'm saying? But I am going to therapy. I am talking to people about that because I'd be like, I don't want to deal with that. But it's just like, girl, you gotta deal with that. You gotta talk about it. You gotta tell people, like, you know what I'm saying? You've been through some shit, ma'am. And so, you know, that's why you act the way you act. So anyways, The letter W, the letter F, the color orange, Libra, Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with the fire signs. But yeah, it didn't break me. It made me stronger. But be careful how it makes you stronger, because, you know, I've ruined a lot of relationships based off of me neglecting those traumas, you know. Yeah, I had a long conversation with one of my exes because I was like, yeah, it's like, you're stubborn, you're hard-headed. I'm like, yeah, I know. And it's just like, well, what are you doing to change? Well, I know I gotta do this and I know I gotta do that. I talk the talk, but I don't walk the walk. I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. And it's the whole, because I ain't going out. You ain't gonna punk me. You're not about to do this to me. I won't take that. I will not tolerate that. And it's just like, not everybody wants to hurt you, Star. And then you end up hurting people because you don't want to get hurt. And it's just like, how does that work? How has that been working? And so again, we had that long conversation where I'm just like, dang, like I really have to like stop wearing this mask or using this really strong like shell to protect myself, because it's just like, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? If it does arise, if it does trigger you, you're wise enough to know what's wrong and what's right. You know, I mean, it's not gonna be perfect because I'm 36 now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us, you know, grow up to the point where we're stuck in our ways, where we're just like, but that works for me. Me pretending that never happened works for me. No, it don't. No, I don't. Stop lying. Talking to myself. Just like, that don't work. You spazzing out on people, you talking shit about people, you trying to control the narrative so that you're comfortable. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You having these high expectations for people that you can't even execute. There's a lot of shit that I gotta work on. Yeah, that has been the general what are they hiding reading. If it resonated, great. I'm glad I can help you out with the circumstance, situation, or experience, whether it already happened, it's happening now, or will happen soon. And if you're like, yeah, nope, I don't have any trauma, I was never, you know, in any situation that I had to run away from or escape or leave, or like, you know, I'm just a really resilient person and I don't let anything, then hey, then this just means this was not your reading. This was just for entertainment purposes only. You don't have to get your panties, your boxers, your briefs, your leggings, or your sweats in a bunch, okay? And if you decide to show your ass in the comments and expose your entire life story to the YouTube community, completely up to you. You do what you do, it is what it is. It's not my problem, you know what I'm saying? You have free will, so. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go on about my business. And yeah, I will see y'all in another reading. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Monday.